What's going on, guys? This is Sean, and in front of me I have a 2021 BMW 330i with the M Sport package. And before we take a look at the vehicle, make sure you subscribe and like this video, and I'll keep making more. So we're going to start off in the front end, and we're going to look at the LED headlights. And you'll notice here they got rid of the Corona lights for more of the LED towards the bottom, and then you got the LED daytime running lights as well going across the top. With the M Sport package, you do have the black high gloss kidney grills. So if we look around, there's no chrome. And you notice how you can't see on the inside of the vehicle. It's because this car has the active shutters, so it helps the car not only start or warm up quicker, but it also helps the vehicle in terms of fuel economy. This vehicle does have the premium enhanced option, so with that, it's got the park assist, and that gives you 4 cameras, one on the front, one on the back, 2 on the side mirrors, so you get that full 360 view. And taking a look at the bottom, you got the LED fog lights across the bottom, and then you have the black grille as well, so it helps cool the vehicle down. This vehicle is loaded with standard safety options. One of them is the park distance control, so you'll see 4 of these on the front. It's going to help in terms of parking the vehicle. You got 4 in the back as well. Being the M Sport package, you got the 19-inch 5-spoke rims. They're not staggered, so they're 225 all around, and they are run flat tires as well. So you might think of switching those out. And this also does have the the upgraded M brakes as well. So the calipers are bigger, and that's really going to help with the stopping distance. All right, there's M Sport there. So let's come out a little bit. And if you see the profile in this vehicle, no chrome whatsoever. So part of the M package basically gets rid of all the chrome. Only thing really shiny in this vehicle are the rims. A couple things I wanted to show you here. So you have the LED turn signal, but you also have that camera I mentioned at the beginning. Another safety feature that's standard is blind spot. So that's standard across the G20, 330, M340i. So if we look at the door handle, on the driver door especially, you have 2 ways of unlocking and locking. First one is you can use the BMW card. So basically tap to unlock or tap to lock. Or I got keys in my pocket, that locked it, that opened it. And you can use that way on any of the doors. There's one of the sensors across. One thing I love about this car are the lighting. Not only the front, but the back. So this one has a 3D light. And it's smoked as well, so it gives you just that more stealth look, especially on this black car, which really stands out. On this generation, they added dual exhaust in the 330. Normally, it was a single exhaust on the left side, so it just makes it look that much nicer. You got one of the cameras back there, 330i, and there's your exhaust. All right, let's take a look at the trunk. So this one with the premium enhanced has the power trunk, so you can kick to open. So the left button will help you close it, right button will close and lock the vehicle. If we look at the storage, 17 cubic feet, so compared to an Audi A4, C300 Mercedes, it's got more space. It's nice and low. You got the tabs over here. So you got, if you look below, you have 40, 20, 40 split seats, so you can fold the middle down if you want to ski pass through, or just fold them all completely down. A little bit of storage on the left, a little bit of storage on the right. Ton of space. So let's close the back up. Alright, so taking a look at the engine bay, this vehicle is powered by a 2-liter 4-cylinder turbo motor. It's good for 255 horsepower, but the big number is 295 pound-feet of torque. So again, you're getting a whole bunch of torque, which gets you from the stop sign going fast quickly, but also gives you good fuel economy. So you're roughly, or combined, 28 miles per gallon or 8.3 liters per 100 kilometers. Right? Got your, and it's really labeled pretty easy, right? So if you got to put your washer fluid in, you can do that. Batteries on BMWs are typically stored in the back, so you have your switches over there if you need to boost the car or boost someone's car. So we're making our way to the back. I'm going to open it up, and you're greeted with a ton of space in the back seat. But one of the themes you're going to notice on this M Sport is this blue stitching that not only comes across on the door, but also shows up on the back and front seats as well. So it's a nice accent, nice look there. You got the brushed silver door handles. You got your window switches, and then you got a nice speaker grill, and below that you're going to see the ambient lighting as well. So you have a couple different settings, and I'll show that a little bit later in the video. So if I take a quick seat here, that front seat, let's take a look at the interior by the way, but that front seat is set up for my height. I'm 6'2", and even sitting behind me, we got a bunch of space, and the way the grooves the seats are with the seats, it helps someone taller sit in the back. There's a little view on the side door. You got your pockets on the side for storage. If we look over here, you got your rear vents. You got your air conditioning or heating controls, and then you got USB-Cs across the bottom, and that's kind of where all the technology is going now. So again, you're seeing a lot of the Android phones, and I'm sure iPhone will go that way as well. Alright, there's the front. Very nice. So let me hop in the front seat and give you a better view. So making our way to the interior of the vehicle, I'm just going to show off the driver door. So with the driver door, you have your locks, you got your door handle over here, customizable seats for 2 different settings, automatic windows with the child lock on the back. You can fold the windows in, and then you have down here, you got your switch to open and close your trunk. We got a little bit of storage, and you're seeing the ambient lighting down there, and you got a little bit of a storage down there too. And continuing with the interior, so you're going to be greeted with the M Sport steering wheel. So part of the M package, you have a nice bolstered steering wheel over here, brushed silver across, paddle shifts, all your cruise controls down here, all your entertainment, so your volumes and your switches are across the side. You can answer your phone, you can speak to BMW Assistant, and you got that heated steering wheel down there as well, which kind of matches up with the heated seats. A must-have, really. Directly in front is the Live Cockpit Professional. So with this specific trim, it gets rid of the analog gauges and basically brings you to the digital world. So I'm actually going to start this vehicle. Where's the start buttons on the side? Foot on the brake. And see the car light up. If we look at the steering wheel, if we look at the switch down here, you're going to notice the BC where my finger is. That traditionally controls the bottom on older BMWs, now controls the right side, and you're going to see me cycle through different menus. So you have your sport gauges over here, which tell your horsepower and torques, your G meter, and you have your different, you can see your artwork based on the radio stations, or if you're listening off your phone. I'm low on gas, and that's why it keeps popping up. And then you have your fuel economy and back to your trip as well. This screen is completely customizable, and what I mean by that, right now I'm in a comfort setting, and this is how the layout's going to be. But if I switch over to, say, Eco Pro, you're going to see it more oriented towards fuel economy, and they've replaced the RPMs with fuel economy. Or if I throw in a sport, you'll see a different layout, more red, a little bit more aggressive to kind of fit the theme as well. Looking at the front, I hope you can catch that, but you have the speed limit control there. And if we look at the screen at the top, I'm not sure if you can see that, but you'll also see the heads-up display, which stores the speed limit monitor as well. So it basically uses the cameras to read the most recent sign, and it'll tell you so you don't get a ticket, which is really super cool. But if you get calls that come in, if you have navigation settings programmed, it's all going to pop up over there as well. There's your lighting controls. So your middle button over here is your automatic setting. That's to turn on your lights. That's to turn them off. Your fog lights and your parking lights with the brightness. You can toggle the brightness of the screen in front of you as well. Making our way. So you have your rear view camera, your rear view mirror. Below it, you have your garage door opener, so you can program 3 different openers, and you got your alarm as well. You got your lights. Pop that open, and you're seeing the sunroof here open up. They did make it bigger on this generation, so it's about 4 inches bigger, which is a huge plus. You got your microphones, both driver and passenger side for accepting calls, and then you have your SOS button. So that basically, if you get into an emergency, you can speak to a BMW assistant, which will basically direct the coordinates to the closest police station if you got in an accident, for example. So if we look over here, you have your heating and cool controls. So starting from the left side, you have your heated seats. On the driver's side, you have your defrost, your auto settings, your temperatures, your direction of air, your fan speed. And I'm going to turn this fan speed on, and I'm going to press menu over here. So you're going to see a couple different settings. Air quality is kind of the recirculation of the car. Heating and ventilation. This is where you synchronize it, both sides, which they should have put a button for. You got your automatic habits, but if we go to precondition, look what you see there. Remote engine start. German cars normally do not have this, and I'm seeing it more and more on all the BMWs, especially the 2021 models. So huge plus. Hopefully other companies follow suit. Coming to the bottom, mode, band, your audio, and then these are complete customizable buttons, so you can really customize it to see to program navigation, telephone numbers, radio stations. Doesn't matter if it's XM or whatever. And then you can change your different tracks. Your gear shift here, so it is an 8-speed transmission. Again, with the 8-speed transmission, very quick shifts. It's not dual clutch, but it's going to be a much smoother drive. If we look down here, this is your traction control, and then you get your cameras over here. So part of this has the rear camera, and if I press another button, you're going to see your reverse camera, but you're going to see some other cameras here. So you have different views you can take a look at. If I click to the side, you'll get a nice 3D view here. So again, you can cycle through the different views depending on if you're in a tight spot, and it gives you a very nice view of the area. A nice picture of your vehicle as well. This car does have automatic parking, so if you're parallel parking, downtown Toronto, you're parallel parking or reverse parking, you don't feel comfortable, press that button. The vehicle is going to control the steering wheel, the brakes, the acceleration. You just sit back and relax. And then the backup assistant, the best way to explain that is, imagine you drove in an alleyway and there was a dead end and you need to reverse out. Some people get panicky about that. If you press backup assist, see where it says 0 meters there? It's going to remember a certain distance, and as you start, it's going to remember the distance you went in, and it'll reverse you the same way you went out, up to a certain distance. So that's a really cool feature that's on this vehicle that normally you don't see. You got your auto start stop, which again you can activate or deactivate. You got your different settings over here. So this does have the adaptive M suspension. So it really differs. So normally when you're in sport or comfort or eco, it changes the feel of the steering wheel, it changes the RPMs and the acceleration, and it leaves it at that, right? With the adaptive suspension, it now adjusts the suspension as well. So if you're in a sports suspension or sport setup, you're going to have more of a tighter suspension, so you feel the road a little bit more, or comfort is just going to make it more soft, so it's a more comfortable drive. Below that, you have Auto H, which is a brake hold setting. If you're at a light, for example, instead of having your foot down the whole time on the brake, just put your foot on the brake and it'll basically hold itself. And then you got your e-brake over here. If you've been in a BMW recently, and I'm talking like last 5, 10, 15 years, if you've seen a BMW, this is going to be familiar. This is the iDrive control, which BMW pretty much pioneered it. Correct me if I'm wrong, but they were pretty much the first company to do it. A lot of the stuff here looks very similar. Short keys to get to media, communication, maps, or navigation. This one here gets to your BMW apps. So that's kind of the difference there. You can still write and type there, back, and you have your options across there. There's your armrest. There's my phone case. You got another USB parked over here. So that's really nice. We're going to notice here, you have like a different texture here. It's more of a sportier look. And I'm going to show you over here. Right now it's nice and cool, so it's not like none of that fake plastic or anything like that, or fake wood. It's a really nice finish on this vehicle. Outside of the wood finish, this is probably one of my favorites. So coming up here, you got your hazard lights, and there's a button over here that's really unique to the vehicle. So if I press it, this brings up your different safety suites. So you can have everything on, customize, or you can configure it. So at the beginning of the video, I mentioned you have a bunch of standard safety features. Part of it is your park distance control, but you also have forward collision mitigation. So if a car pops up or a vehicle pops up in front of you, it's going to warn you. Lane departure warning, which will assist you to get back into your lane. You got the blind spot, which I mentioned. And what you don't see here is you got the rear cross traffic alert. So if you're reversing out of a parking spot and you don't see a car coming or you don't see a person coming, it's going to slam those brakes to prevent anything serious from happening. So super cool on BMW for really including those features on the vehicle. And then obviously you can add adaptive cruise control and different options as well as you start, paying a little bit more. So I'm not sure if you can see this here, but this is the ambient lighting. So I'm actually going to go into the settings, go into the interior lighting, make that a little bit brighter so we can see it, but you have a bunch of different colors here. So if I come back down, here's your orange, white, blue, which is my personal favorite, green, lilac. And then you have different variations of that as well. You'll see it on my side. You got it where your footwell is there, and then it's actually down here as well. Hopefully you can see that. So really cool to have these different ambient lightings in the vehicle. Finish there on the door. All right. For me, the star of the show on this vehicle is iDrive 7. So up here in Canada, to get that, you need the premium enhanced and you need the live cockpit down here. Otherwise, it's going to be a smaller screen. So as we click through here, fully customizable. So you have live widgets. You can program, if you want to program different things here, you can put that in. Otherwise, we'll just leave it the way it is. And as I cycle through, it'll tell you your free flow traffic and whatever you want to know. It tells me the temperature in Oakville, which is 2 degrees, or news. So super cool to have that. Through your media, so this does have a satellite radio standard, which on this, if you're listening, say I'm listening to this station and I want to know what's playing on 90s, I don't have to change the station and wait for the text to load up. I already know what's playing and I can choose to get in. AM, FM, Spotify integration, Bluetooth. It doesn't have a CD player and it does not have a hard drive. So if you are fans of those, it does not have those. But you can put your music on a USB thumb drive and play with that there too. All right, communications. This is where you program your phone. Cool thing about this car, it has wireless Apple CarPlay, but also Android Auto, which BMW for the longest time did not have Android Auto. But it's cool that they have both platforms. It just really makes it transparent for everybody. Navigation. And again, I'm controlling everything through the iDrive, but you can go to where to, and now you can use the dial to cycle through letters. Or as I bring my hand a little bit closer, you can basically use the keyboard and type in addresses. You can type in restaurants, for example. If you're looking for like a Pita Pit or a Best Buy, you can type that in and it'll show you your most recent or the closest locations. And it also has a Yelp integration. My destinations, receive destinations. Again, with the BMW app, you can send locations or addresses from your app to the car. So when you get into the vehicle, it's going to have your address pop up and say, hey, do you want to continue going this way? Car is going to be your different settings in terms of the car, driver information, vehicle status settings. Carrying car is like, if you want a relaxing theme, it's going to put soothing music on, and I don't know, if you had a stressful day, you can go there. Driver profiles. So big thing with this is if you're going to have different drivers in this vehicle, create a profile for yourself. So it stores your stations, your settings, your navigation settings, seat settings, whatever, and really make it customizable to yourself, right? And then you got the owner's manual at the bottom. The last section I'm going to show is apps. So you have install apps, and like I mentioned, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. And these are a couple of different apps we'll go into here. BMW Connected is that app integration. And then you got automatic habits, and you can set up different settings over there as well. That was a quick overview on the iDrive system. Before we get out of this, I'm just going to show the back seat. A lot of space back there. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I enjoyed making it. If you like videos like this, just let me know. I'll make more. Again, Sean, and I'm from Buzz BMW. And thank you again for staying tuned.